Welcome back, my lovelies. This is part 4 and it's going to be the last part, so I hope you enjoy it. We're just going to get right into it. A quick reminder, last time we were here I just made my way into the Institute, so yeah, without further ado, let's get on with it. The molecular relay worked and got us into the Institute, but before we do press on properly, here's the new body I have. I downloaded a mod to change my underwear because the original underwear was boring. Don't worry, this one still doesn't affect the gameplay, it's literally just that I look better. You know how this Institute bit goes by now, I'm sure. We speak to Father, we go and meet the division heads. I do have to stop to recruit Dr. Lee to the Brotherhood. She's from Fallout 3, if you didn't know, she appears in a much more significant role. For some reason, she doesn't want to go back and work with the utter weirdos, can't imagine why, but we do have to convince her, so I agree to help her find out what happened to her colleague. Her colleague is Brian Virgil, the super mutant we met in the glowing sea who helped us get into the Institute. Now you and I both know that Virgil is in fact still alive, however Dr. Lee won't just take us at our word for this. So it's time to head to a fucked up part of the bioscience division to figure out what went down there. On my way there, I meet the final division head that I'd kind of forgotten about until that particular moment, and I complete the institutionalized quest, which gets me to level 18. Although funnily enough, I noticed I had a perk point before I completed the quest and got the level up, so I kind of beat the game to it. I settle on the second rank of medic before making my way into the FEV labs. Inside the FEV labs we encounter a couple of turrets and an assaultron, which was fun. I am fully aware that backing myself into a corner the way I did was like the worst move I could have made. If I didn't have that shotgun on me, I'd probably be dead. There are a few other turrets here, but nothing of real consequence. We find what we need though and return to Dr. Lee and let her know what happened. She plays the holotape of Brian Virgil and it just confirms to her that the Institute are kinda dodgy. I mean, it's not exactly like they hide the fact. Before we do press on properly, I do make a quick trip back to the glowing sea to give Virgil his serum because I didn't do that in the Switchblade run and I thought I might as well do it this time because I had the serum. I then head home to do some weapon upgrades and I have a bit of a moment where I'm not really sure where I want to go next because obviously I have the Brotherhood of Steel stuff to do, but I kind of feel like I want to prepare a bit more because we're going to be fighting synths later and I'm going to need all the XP and levels I can get to have the best chance of surviving their attacks. I didn't realise that there was a trait in the perception tree that would have made me much more resistant to energy weapon damage because I'm so clever. Also, I fight off the super mutants that decided to attack my home because they're bastards. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate just how much sense a super mutant suicider doesn't make from a lore perspective? They're supposed to think themselves to be these supreme beings compared to you. Like, why would they be killing themselves? I don't get it. Obviously, I'm not a huge expert when it comes to Fallout lore, I just don't think this makes any level of sense. You know what, that's neither here nor there. There are super mutants there and I need to shoot them so that I can take their stuff. I kind of want to get that mini nuke off the dude. Well, that immediately didn't work. Once the super mutants are dead, I decide to head back to Diamond City and see what case files Nick Valentine needed help with. The first one was a missing persons case. I was looking for a man named Earl Sterling. Turns out Doc Crocker had killed him, so we have to put down the doctor. With Docky Boy dead, I headed back to the agency to take on my next quest. Sadly, this took me into downtown Boston, and whilst I was killing some super mutants there, the game crashed. Again. Getting real tired of that shit. When I loaded back in, I decided against doing any quest that would take me into downtown Boston and instead chose to do the synth retention quest. Though not before travelling to the wrong fucking location. Once I'm actually inside the Institute, Father tells me to go and get the synth, so I go to get the synth. Like in my Switchblade run, I pretty much ignore the courser who's waiting for me and just head straight to Libertaria. My first course of action is to snipe as many of the raiders as possible before heading in properly. Thanks to my trusty sniper rifle, clearing Libertaria was actually quite easy. Even the raider who has the fat man wasn't a big deal because he completely missed when he shot me. Ha! Guess the fucker didn't have a critical of his own saved up. In stark contrast to how it usually goes for me, sniping was working pretty well for me this time. I'm not saying I didn't miss any really easy shots, I'm just saying I seemed to miss a lot less of them. Honestly, I was expecting more from these guys. Even the tougher raiders that were several levels above me were easily deleted with a few well-placed shots. It made me think that maybe I should switch to very hard difficulty. We'll see how things go. During my murder spree, I hit level 19 and take the next rank of the Lone Wanderer perk. Back to the action, we encounter a legendary raider who's carrying a crippling pool cue as his drop. What an amazing prize, and we get to the big boat and kill all the raiders on it. These guys really weren't putting up much of a fight this time around. We get to the Synth, use his recall code, and then I quickly kill the raiders before the courser can. I report my success to Father, then decide to head back to the Brotherhood of Steel to let them know I'd actually, survived the whole relay thing. They're quite happy to see me and my tits, so they let me in on their secret project, which is reassembling Liberty Prime. If you don't know Liberty Prime, it's the big robot from Fallout 3 that helps you assault the Enclave. This big dude right here. He's cool. Once again, I'm sent on a scavenger hunt to find parts to help build Liberty Prime. Basically, we need a high-powered magnet because his new limbs are far too heavy for his original frame. The particular magnet that I require is quite some ways away, so I fast travel to Lexington and plan to make my way from there. Although when I spawn in, I'm immediately attacked by feral ghouls. Luckily, they're nothing that my big boomstick can't take care of. On my way out of town, I kill some more raiders, and whilst I'm making my way to the location where the magnet hides, I encounter this sleeping sentry bot. A smart person would have left it alone. I don't need to say it, do I? It went better than I expected. The building inside the magnet is contained within yes, words. The building that the magnet's inside is what I was desperately trying to say there, is currently surrounded by super mutants. So obviously we're going to have to clear our way through them to get to the magnet that we need. I love how he stays in slow motion even after we're out of VATS, it's brilliant. Amusingly, the prize from this particular super mutant was a machete that does more damage the more withdrawal I'm suffering from. I feel like the game knows I might have a chem problem. Discovering the hospital gets me to level 20 and I take the 3rd rank of toughness. As you could probably expect, there are even more super mutants inside the hospital. I did want to be sneaky at first, but then I decided I didn't want it to take that long. I feel like I attached a silencer to this pistol for absolutely no reason. Honestly, nothing much goes down in the hospital. The super mutants do a lot of damage, but luckily I do more. I get the magnet and then I leave. I also realised this magnet is just a junk item and I probably could have just gone to a junk trader and bought one. They're quite common. But you know what? I got to kill some super mutants and I got a machete that mocks me, so this was a pretty good outing. Back at the airport, man, that is fucked. I used the magnet to quickly build the actuators that Liberty Prime needs for his limbs, and I'm then told to go and fetch the nukes that he likes to throw at people. Sadly, they're located within the glowing sea, so we gotta deal with this shit again. Alright, there's a Deathclaw over there. Gonna have to be careful. They've got a surprisingly wide... Wait, what? There's no way he spotted me. Oh fuck it. Oh fuck! Oh fuck! There's one there! Fuck, 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 shit, 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 fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck, fuck, shit, fuck, 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 shit, fuck, 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 shit, fuck, 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 shit, fuck, fuck. Ah, fuck a scorpion as well! That's not good. That's... Oh, I'm out of stamina. I hope you enjoyed that little reenactment of my exact reaction to seeing an extra Deathclaw and Scorpion. I thought you'd like it. I really wish I'd recorded the organic one, because that would have been, like, so much better. I may have squealed a little bit. Thanks to my sprinting like an utter coward, I managed to make it to the nuclear silo in record time and I head inside. The only thing I remembered about this place at the time was that there are feral ghouls deep inside, so I had to be ready for that. Luckily the building's interior is shielded from radiation, so I don't have to deal with that at least. I'm not entirely sure how that ghoul didn't notice me. I'm just glad that it didn't notice me. Also, there's a couple of mole rats down here, though they're not really of any concern. Making my way further into the facility, I'm ambushed by a particularly large group of ghouls, and I know it's not the only one waiting for me down here. Once again, I have to express just how thankful I am that this area is not radioactive, because if it was, these ghouls would be healing whilst I'm shooting them, and you really don't need that. That's just rude. This particular legendary ghoul drops me a set of Sentinel's Knuckles, which I'm not going to use, but, you know, I appreciate the gift. The deeper we go, there are more ghouls. Luckily, these ones all spawn one at a time because they are just ever so polite. Call these enemies legendary all you like, game, they're still not fucking bulletproof. At least I got a flamethrower out of this one, not that I'm ever going to use it. Further in I discover a Children of Atom dude who's worshipping the nuclear stockpile, though I really can't be asked to deal with him, so I just kinda shoot him in the face, cause why not? Sadly, he had an Assaultron with me that killed me in seconds. Do you know what's really annoying though? I didn't quick save or auto save at any point whilst making my way through this facility, so I have to do it again. Let's maybe speed this up. God fucking shit ass damn it, why am I this stupid?
State your purpose, stranger. You walk on Atom, you will meet surprise contact. Engaging.
That's more like it. With Henry and his droid taken care of, we now have access to all the nukes Liberty Prime could ever need, so I set up the signal relay thing that the Brotherhood need to locate them, and I can make my way out of this godforsaken facility at last. Oh, I wasn't expecting that, and neither is he, apparently. Let's get his attention.'Twas beauty killed the beast. I head back to the Brotherhood of Steel's base at the airport and we do a quick test of Liberty Prime. He seems to be working mostly alright. Only problem is he hasn't got his own source of power. He's currently running on wires hanging from the Pridwin, apparently. Obviously, we're about to do a mission where we have to go get him a power source, but before that, Elder Maxon wants to speak to us.
Is there anything you wish to tell me?
Massive spoiler warning here if you somehow don't know.
No spoilies! No spoilies!
But he's telling us that we have to hunt down and kill Paladin Dance, you know, the dude who brought us into the Brotherhood of Steel to begin with, because it turns out he's a synth. And now we're sort of veering into one of the quests I find to be very uncomfortable. I might not care much for Dance as a character, I find him rather boring, but like, killing him because he's a synth and he didn't realise he was a synth, it's just... I don't know, it makes me feel really uncomfortable. I mean, the Brotherhood in this game make me feel uncomfortable anyway. After this run is done, I'm gonna go scrub myself. We're given some information on where we can find Dance and then we set off. He's held up in an old bunker in the middle of nowhere and is using its pre-war defences to keep us out. Killing the turrets outside and discovering the location gets me to level 21. I take the second rank of life given and head inside. He's got a couple of Protectrons guarding him, but I make short work of them. He really underestimated whoever was coming after him, didn't he? I mean, you think he wouldn't. He's Brotherhood of Steel. He knows what they have to play with. So I don't think I can blame him too much. He wasn't expecting a half-naked goddess to break into his house and destroy everything with a superpowered handgun. Once I'm done fighting for his defences, I make it to Dance. I do try to talk him out of wanting to die because he's kind of accepted his fate, but I can't, and then he just kneels down and takes it. Yeah, I did shoot him. And yeah, I do feel kinda dirty. And also, yes, I did have to reload first, and that just made the whole thing feel even more like a slap in the face. I'll be honest, I don't like this outcome, so I decide to reload and try and talk him into living again, if anything just to spite the Brotherhood of Steel. I pound a bottle of beer first to give me the charisma boost I'll need to convince him, and it works. He actually agrees to not just let me shoot him. Elder Maxon is obviously not very happy with my choice here, but seriously fuck this guy. He even admits that giving the order to execute Dance is one of the hardest orders he's ever had to give. Like, surely that should tell you that maybe, like, I don't know, this whole thing makes me uncomfortable. I want it to be over. Long story short, I threaten to walk away if Maxon makes me carry out this order. He doesn't actually want to let me walk away because apparently he likes me being around. I can't imagine why. I saw you looking, Maxon, you dirty little pervert. Anyway, this little bluff works. He lets Dance live under the condition that he never returns to the Brotherhood of Steel again. Dance agrees, and me and Maxon head back to the Pridwin. My insubordination and disobedience got me a promotion to Paladin. However, before we can continue our fight with the Institute, there is one other threat that needs to be taken care of. The Railroad. I'm given the order to hunt down and kill the Railroad, told that I need to destroy their leadership, otherwise I'll just regroup somewhere else. Before I go and do it, I head to Diamond City Market to do some trading, because I forgot aboard the Pridwin there's a dude you can trade with, because I'm so clever. Then I head to the Old North Church. Once inside, we engage in a gunfight with the Railroad. I'm pretty sure I accidentally kill a bunch of Brotherhood of Steel guys with friendly fire, because they just stood in the way of my fucking gun, like, you know, the well-trained soldiers they apparently are. Although in his defense, I didn't actually make sure the target I was shooting at was an enemy, so... you know what, I think there's an equal amount of blame. Once we're finally done fighting our way through the outside, we can head into the base itself and take care of the leaders. With the leaders dead, I quickly go and hack their robot because that's something I was also supposed to do while I was here, then try to leave through the back door. Only problem is, when I get to the outside, this happens. I think the game kind of forgot to load the rest of the world, so I reboot and head back out the way I came in. With that done, I report to Proctor Ingram because she has a special assignment for me. We need to get the beryllium agitator from the mass fusion building to power Liberty Prime. Yes, the mass fusion building, which is in the middle of fucking Boston. This is gonna crash, innit? To my utter astonishment, the game does not crash during this segment. I think it's because we're high enough above the streets that the game doesn't have to render too much. I really dislike this section with the minigun because you can't aim the fucking thing properly and it does so little damage. Sadly for me, I hadn't been paying attention to my health at this point and didn't realise how low it was getting, so when I jump out, I take too much damage from the fall and wind up dead. Reincarnating once again, I make sure to check my health before I jump out of the helicopter using a couple of stim packs to make sure I'll survive the fall, and then I can assault the building properly. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I was less tense about the damage I was taking in the combat here, and more worried that the game would just crash halfway through and I'd have to do that whole helicopter ride again. Once we get inside, there are yet more simps to kill, but the game feels like it's running a bit better now, so I'm a little less worried. On the way down, I hit level 22, but I decide to wait until the elevators come to a stop before I choose my perk. I've still got too many simps to kill. Once the elevator finally crashes, I open up the perk menu and choose the second rank of rad resistant. As you no doubt know by now, the beryllium agitator is found within a room in this building that is incredibly radioactive. And unlike the last time that we did this, I don't have my power armor to protect me. Once we reach the basement, I quickly hotkey my rad away because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need these. We then wait for the decontamination thing to be done, then step into the room and holy fucking shitballs, that is a lot of radiation, and that's even including the fact that I'm using Radex and a glowing blood pack. Before I contract too many kinds of cancer, I managed to get the beryllium agitator into my possession. I'm not sure how I'm carrying something like this around without it also slowly killing me, but who cares? Now all that's left is to fight the robots. Seriously, why is this gun even in the game? Thank fucking Christ. Once we're done down here, we head upstairs to the lobby, which is currently being attacked by an army of simps. You can choose to just leave, but I thought, fuck it, we'll stick around and shoot the simps, because why not? game's absolute credit, it didn't crash once in the fight. It waited until after I was done.
Keep moving. We can't allow the Institute to get a hold of the agitator.
Oh fuck me, with Buddha's golden cock this is getting frustrating. This time I just left, fuck it, I'm not doing all that again. Once I'm outside I killed a synth that followed me, then quickly fast travel the fuck away from there so that the game doesn't crash again. By this point I was convinced that if the game crashed one more time that was just gonna be me done. I decide to travel to Red Rocket because it's far away. Whilst I'm there I take a look at some of the weapons I found and I'm quite happy to see that I have a railway rifle. Oh yeah, Desdemona drops it, doesn't she? I make one more trip back to Diamond City to quickly replenish my medical supplies and ammunition before heading back to the airport. I installed a beryllium agitator, we power up Liberty Prime, and now it's finally time to take the fight to the Institute. On our way to the Institute, I subvert one of the clauses in my rules that states I have to do as much damage as possible because I don't want to get anywhere near Liberty Prime while he's killing enemies because he hurls nukes and his laser will just kill you in one hit. At most I do a bit of performative shooting on the way. Besides, the big boy doesn't need my help. I mean, look at what he does to this behemoth. And then this behemoth. I don't need to be here. Though on our way we do stop to pay respects to this giant concrete penis. I can respect that. Once we get to the Institute itself, I'm still left with the feeling that I really don't need to be here for any of this. The Brotherhood are decimating the Simps, and now Liberty Prime is here. What are they gonna do exactly? What power do they have that is actually equal to him? Prime laser beams us an entry point so that we can get into the Institute. I go first down the hole, only for the game to crash again. It crashed again. But I'm so close. I'm so close. I don't want to stop. We've almost done this. Inside the Institute, we meet some expected resistance. Most of these synths are a much lower level than I am, which is surprising. You would have thought that the game might have scaled them up a little bit to fight me, or at the very least a hard difficulty setting might have upped them just a tad, maybe? No? Okay. Yeah, that was more like it. As you can probably guess, the only way this story ends now is with the Institute going up in flames. Unfortunately, there's a lockdown preventing us from getting to the area we need to get to, so we're going to have to visit Father. You know, Sean, our son, who we're about to leave to die in a nuclear blast, because there's no way he's going to come with us. If I'm being completely honest, I feel worse that the last thing he sees before he dies is his mum's tits. Once we've lifted the override, we head to advanced systems to reach the core. There are some feeble attempts at security measures, which I destroy pretty much instantly. You would have thought that one of the most technologically advanced groups in the Commonwealth would have had, you know, better security than this, but hey, what do I know? At least there are a couple of legendary simps that put up something of a fight. Once they're dead, we rig the reactor core to explode, then rendezvous with Proctor Ingram at the top of the Institute. I tell this synth who thinks he's my son to stay put while Mama blows up the building, then it's finally time to leave the Institute. If Elder Maxon would move out of my way, that is. Maxon, buddy? It's time to go. Come on. Will you move like, we're about to nuke this place. Do you really want to fucking move? Wait. Don't just... How are you the leader of the Brotherhood? How are you this... Just fucking move. He won't move. He's just stood there. I can't jump over him. Come on. Move. Move. Move, move, move. Come on. Don't be a prick. Are you seriously still mad about the dance thing? There we go. Now it's time to leave the Institute. Once we're outside, Elder Maxon tells me to do the honours, so I head over to the detonator, press the button, and that's the end of the Institute. With the Institute reduced to nothing more than a crater in the ground, this completes the nuclear option quest, and it brings our run to an end. Whew, that was certainly an ordeal. So yeah, it's entirely possible to beat Fallout 4 without putting on any clothes whatsoever. It's not the most advisable way to play, but it is certainly possible. So that's a total of 8 deaths and I think about 8 crashes as well. I wasn't keeping the same track of them. Let me know if I'm wrong about that in the comments if you were counting. Also, if you've made it to the end here, in the comments, I want you to type any of the phrases you currently see on the screen. I'll give you a few options, because I'm nice like that. If you've enjoyed this series, then please do give this video a like and maybe subscribe if you're new so you can see more content in the future. Also, please consider becoming a patron if you enjoy the weird shit I do. There's also a shop with t-shirts and shit that you can look at. I'll put links in the comments for you. That's just the easiest way to do this. I hope you've had a wonderful time here with me. I can now put this game down for a few days before I have worrying thoughts about starting my next run, because this is my life now apparently. If you enjoy Fallout content in general, I have a review of Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4 on this very channel, and I'm currently working on a Fallout 3 one that should be done by this weekend, so that'll be fun. I'll link those in the description as well, so you don't have to go digging around for them, and yeah, I guess that's it. That's us sorted. Thank you so much for being here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I'm so happy that people seem to enjoy these weird little episodes. I hope to see you back here again in the future for future videos. Until next time, take care my lovelies. I love you all, and yeah, bye. Yeah, I know that feels awkward as fuck.
And I can't get over crying over